Alliance War Season 46, War 4, finally. And so I'm starting on Path 1. My team is Tigra, Omega Sentinel, and Gallon. I'm Tigra-ing 5 fights, and then Gallon and OS are both for only 1. Starting with this Node 1 thing here. This is a really simple Tigra fight for me. This is like, I've taken this meta on like 3 different nodes, and then Node 1 is really no different. You just need to make sure that you know how to dex his SP1 while rooted, and that's something I'm confident in doing. And then the neutralize is just going to take care of both the unstoppable and the regen. So this is really just a joke fight as long as Thing decides to throw his specials and you're ready for them. So we do have to deal with a little bit of Thing's physical resistance, but boosted Ascended Tigra, you know, it's enough damage to make that completely irrelevant. And we finished with no damage taken whatsoever. So perfect start to the war. And next up is Node 10, Mysterio. And I'm taking this fight with Gallon. And I was terrified of this fight because I wanted to be taking this with Shocker. I thought Shocker was a smarter idea, but my officer was suggesting me to use Gallon instead, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm really confident doing that because it's only a rank 3. But I decided, you know, I'd trust him and try to use Gallon here. And I definitely do wish I would use Shocker. But granted, I could have played this fight a lot better than I'm going to. But it's going to go very poorly, and you're going to see why pretty soon. But anyway, the game plan here is just do not parry, build up my mass, just dex his SP1s, or bait SP2s. I'm pretty sure I probably should have been baiting more SP2s. That was probably a mistake on my part. But I also didn't want to deal with having to do the myths. I guess it really didn't matter because I'd have to just wait out like a 5-second timer no matter if he threw SP1 or SP2. But I definitely probably should have been baiting SP2s. But I would have had to take some block damage trying to anti-bait the SP1. So I'm not really sure if that was a bad call baiting SP1s or not. It probably was, but either way, it's really annoying just having to wait out Mysterio's special attacks for 5 seconds after he throws them. It's just something that was completely unavoidable in this fight. Gallon or Shocker would have been my best counters, and my indestructible just goes away, and I don't even know how. It's just gone. That was another mistake. I should have went SP3 and not SP2. I think I was expecting Gallon's Harvest to do more damage than it's actually going to do, and I eat that SP1. He crits me 3 out of 4 of the hits, and I lose almost all my health. And I'm at below 10% now, and I'm like, okay, I've got to somehow dance in the corner now to try to find a way to survive this. I throw my heavy just to get the harvest going because I'm kind of panicking at the moment. We're stuck in the corner. We need this guy to throw a bunch of heavies so we can dex them, or just dex random hits like I did there. Got lucky, and okay, we throw our first harvest. He's still at 36%, and I'm at 14. I'm like, okay, I've got to find a way to get my relic ready so I can heavy attack again. Because I can't activate the harvest without a heavy attack because of masochism, and you can't counter Mysterio's heavy attack, and I obviously can't counter his special one because I'm going to take damage reflect. So I've got to find some way to get that relic back as soon as possible. If I can get the relic back, I can win the fight. So I just need to play aggressive and just don't die by taking hits. There I tried to do a cheeky light attack, which is not worth it because I was too slow on it. You can do a light attack before the damage reflect does come back if you're fast enough, but I wasn't. And so, yeah, now I'm still trying to dex this guy in the corner. At 5% health now, gonna just keep dexing, just trying my best to avoid all the hits I can. Got a nice intercept there. And now I just need to anti-bait his special attacks for just a few more seconds so I can get that relic. And I'm gonna make another mistake and throw the relic with too much power, because when I'm going to heavy him, I'm going to throw my SP3 instead of my SP2, and the SP3 does not end the harvest. So now I'm like, okay, I need this SP3 to kill, or else I might die. So the SP3 finishes right here, he's at 1%, and now I'm like, I need Mysterio to not throw his SP3, and luckily I got my medium before he decided to throw it. He was stunned for half a second there, but he still could have thrown the SP3 if he decided to. And I got extremely lucky, and we win that fight at 4%. That was the last time I'm ever taking a rank 3 Gallon against that Node 10 Mysterio. Never again. I'm bringing Shocker next time. So, but hopefully I won't run into another Node 10 Mysterio this season. We'll see. Alright, next up is Node 19 Vox. I've fought Vox with Tigra before in Thronebreaker EQ. However, it was a little while ago, so it was a little messy with the spacing. You're definitely going to see a lot of that. Anyway, like there, that SB1, I was too far back and I couldn't counter it. So now I'm just throwing my SB2 just to try to dump some power and do a little bit of damage at least. Now I'm baiting his heavy attack. He still holds block, and then he full combos in my block. I'm like, okay, you're really just going to be like this. So now I need to throw my SB1s just to get my senses back. We're going to counter this dude's SB2 here, which is definitely easier than the SB1. We did get close to messing that up there, and then of course I'm somehow getting hit by this guy's heavy attack, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna lose it. I need to kill this guy before he just kills me because of the amount of mistakes I'm making. If I had like a moron counter like a lot of YouTubers do with their war videos, it would be at like 40 plus, and this is only war 4, and I'd probably get like 20 just from this war. I threw my SP1 out of nowhere, and it still whiffs, and I'm lucky I get to block right after. And yeah, so now he's at like 60%, I'm at 15%. I'm like, okay, how do I turn this fight around? I just need to play perfect. That's the only thing I can do at this point. I need to try to dex this SP1 instead of trying to get a risky heavy counter, because that's been what's screwing me up a little bit. And we need to throw another SP1 to get our primal sense back. We do, but I know I can't heavy attack after this SP1, so what I'm going to do instead is do a bunch of these, and then we're just trying to counter this guy's SP1, and we're just doing it with our heavy attack, and then we finally get to the SP2 and he's dead. So I haven't died with Tigra in at least 20 wars, and I just about jeopardized that on a fight that I destroyed like on first attempt when Vox was in Thronebreaker EQ. I completely annihilated the dude on the first try, and I nearly just flopped it up so bad in war. So I'm a very lucky man right now that I didn't die there, because I know that fight really well and just played like a moron like I've been doing all season. Anyway, next up is Toad on Node 28. This is a complete joke for a Mega Sentinel. Toad is not tactic, so there's no route to worry about. And then we just completely heal block him the entire time. He has a bunch of extra prowess, so Mega Sentinel's SIG ability triggers to where I get extra plasma. We place 9 plasma on that SP2, and they're doing 4k combined from that 9 per tick. And so this Toad is just completely dead. At this point, I'm just like trying to combo him and throw the SB1. And yeah, we finished at 98% health. Complete joke of a fight for a Mega Sentinel. So I could have taken, I think, the Node 37 Sauron with OS, but someone else claimed the fight before I did. So I didn't get to, which would have been cool to have for the video, but either way. Anyway, now we have to heal Tigra back up so I can take 3 more fights with her. And we're starting with Node 42 Gorr. I think I've taken this fight every single war this season, and I feel like every single time is a total joke. However, once again, I'm going to make a very big mistake, and I noticed it immediately as I hit start. I completely forgot to boost. So if I die, it's probably because I forgot to boost, which is a very, very silly way to die, especially when we're basically in Masters at this point. And so here I know I can hit into him when he's stunned because of the fact that he's got the protection up, so I'm barely doing any damage when he's stunned, so I barely take any damage when he's stunned, because one eye open is almost irrelevant when the protection is up. But there the protection was down, and I was a moron and tried to hit him when the protection was, while he was stunned, while the protection was down. So I just took a bunch of damage just like that, and I lost 40% health. I'm like, okay, well, there goes just like 2 potions because I'm a friggin' idiot. So, yeah, that's great, and I still have 2 more Tigra fights, so I'm basically out of potions already at War 4. Fantastic. Alright, so next up is Node 47, Kindred. Honestly, this is one of the worst possible nodes you could ever place Kindred on the map because of the fact that he's got more power, more special attacks that you can counter to pause the Nightmare Outbreak, or the Outbreak charges. I don't get this placement at all, because, yeah, like I said, you're giving him the opportunity to throw more specials, which is the opportunity to counter more specials, to stop the outbreak from triggering. So I don't get this placement, but I'm not complaining, because yeah, it went very well. So there's another special attack I can counter immediately. And even if I wasn't playing Tigra, to where I didn't have the ability to just miss the special one, I still don't get the placement. I mean, maybe it's a genius move and I just don't understand, but this is a duped Kindred, so I don't even have to worry about the root. We just kill him just like that. So, total joke of a fight there. One of the easiest Kindred fights I've ever taken in War, somehow. And last up is Absorbing Man on node 49. This is a pretty easy fight. I just need to make sure that if Absman refines either of his forms, I get rid of them immediately. Because if he refines his Uru and I block, I probably will take like 40% from one blocked hit because of how much damage he does to your block at that point. So we're going to bait his SP1, counter it, and now he doesn't have his physical resistance anymore, and we can afford to take blocked hits. So that's great. We throw the SP2 from our heavy attack, and then I think we're going to bait another SP1, which is annoying because he takes a lot reduced damage now. But it's okay. I'm trying to anti-bait his SP1 just a little while so I can get the heavy counter to remove it, but I was a little early on baiting his SP1 because he still kept his Uru, but luckily I remove it on the heavy attack after, and I didn't get punished for letting him refine it, so we're totally fine because this SP1 right here is going to finish the job. So she neutered that fight, and I finally have a deathless war of the season. I've died 6 times this season already, twice in War 1, once in War 2, and 3 times in War 3. And I finally managed to not die. I'm happy, I guess, even though it's embarrassing to say that I'm happy about that. But we did win the war by a massive amount. I don't really know what happened to our opponents, but they must have got clipped by a bunch of the fights we placed, because we kind of annihilated them. And for the first time ever, I am in Masters. We are currently the 16th ranked alliance in the world. Never would have dreamed of this happening in my... never would have dreamed that I'd be able to play in a Masters alliance ever, and here I am. So I'm gonna do my best and work hard to keep that spot, and hopefully I play my best for the rest of the season. I'll definitely be trying to. So anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.